This video is brought to you by Fallen Dominion Studios. Check out their website at fallendominionstudios.com.
I just think the game looks crappy. But that's just me. Everybody else in the world seems to love it, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my. Welcome back to the Dice Odyssey. We're here with part 1 of the top 30 games.
That's right.
I'm Brian. This is Kas Sticky Buns.
Hold on just a second. So, now that we got that stupidity out of the way, we're here to go ahead and do our top 30 games of all time that we have been compiling for the past little while.
Several weeks.
On note cards, matter of fact.
It's not an easy task.
It's really not. Anybody who says it is, well, they have nothing else to do. But anyway, so we just wanted to go into it. And just to give you an idea of where we stand, we could have gone a little higher than this, but we really just wanted to. We're trying this out. We've never done it. We did a top 5 of 2017, and we had a lot of requests from people publicly and privately to do more of these. And so these are for you, and we want to have fun with it anyway, you know. And I might be surprised about some of this because some games we're probably going to have some overlap. I don't know about this list, but there are probably going to be some because we play a lot of games together. Mm-hmm. But he's also including games he hasn't played with me, so I'm assuming.
Yes,
we're going on a big assumption. So anyway, this is where we're going to start. We're going to go from 30, I think, down to 20 today, and we're going to roll to see who goes first. So you want to do that, buddy?
17.
Oh, that is going to be tough to beat. Let's see what we got.
5. So my number 30 is Bacchus.
Really? I didn't think.
Well, I mean, it's not.
You never talk about it, so.
Well, I never talk about it. I mean, that's why it's down on 30.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, it's fun. It kind of has a Tetris feel to me because you're putting all the little pieces together, trying to block off somebody. I really enjoy the
block us.
Yeah, block us.
Block everybody. Yeah.
So I mean, I really enjoy that aspect of it, especially playing with my wife. You know.
The kids probably love playing with the little bits anyway.
I haven't played with them. I don't own the game. It's actually
I got it.
My brother-in-law's. Yeah,
I'm thinking somewhere around
you got it around here somewhere. But yeah, my brother-in-law has it. We played it over there, and it's fun, kind of fun game to get around and play. You know, quick little games. You can have 4 or 5 within 20 minutes. Yeah. You know, if you get good enough, I mean, it lasts less time than that.
Wow.
But
okay.
The colors really pop for me too. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, like I said, it really has that Tetris feel for me.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if you've played you might have played this with me. I'm not sure. My number 30 is the Chameleon.
Actually, no, I was not available that day to come over and do it, but I have been looking at it when I go to Target.
Oh, because, you're trying to see if our name's on the side of it, yeah.
You mentioned something, but,
yeah.
I mean, I've looked at it, and I watched the review you did on it, and it's like, it might be worth checking out.
Oh, you watched my reviews. I'm touched.
Yes.
But let me just talk about this real quick. The Chameleon is basically, it's hard to say it's a strong, I mean, it is a social deduction game. Think of a lower key version of Spyfall. And that's really what you're doing. You've got a grid in front of you on the table, and you have dice that you roll, and the grid is going to be different kinds of topics that, like it could be movies, could be food, whatever. And there's different things on there. For example, if it's movies, it'll say like Raiders of the Lost Ark, Star Wars, so on and so forth, different places on the grid, and they're numbered and lettered. And so the dice, each person's going to receive a card, kind of like I said, Spyfall, that says, either you are the chameleon, there's only going to be one chameleon, or it's going to have a grid that says, oh, okay, if the dice roll this is what it's going to be in the middle of the table. And the chameleon's trying to hide in plain sight. And basically, I think that you give 1-word answers to say something close to what's there. That what you like, for example, if it's Indiana Jones, you'd say maybe something like whip or 1930s or something like that, that lets everybody else know that you're on the same page with them. Or fedora, yeah, exactly. That might be whip, and that would be a little too close. But So that's really what you're doing, and the Chameleon is trying to figure out what everybody else's answers are. And by the end of the game, by the end of each round, you're trying to figure out who the Chameleon is and suss them out, right? So ultimately, it's a very quick game. You could play, gosh, if you don't play for points, because honestly, we don't. You're just there to have a fun time with people and laugh at people.
It's a good party game.
It really is, and I wanted to include one or at least a few of those on the list, or at least one on this list. And it is a great party game. You could get I think we've gotten 10 plays in like 20 to 30 minutes before. It is so quick. Like rounds can take 2 or 3 minutes. So it's a great game. Awesome. Definitely check it out. The Chameleon by Big Potato Games, matter of fact. My number 29 is Star Realms.
That low.
What?
Honestly, I thought that would be higher up on your list. At least above 29.
Hey,
I don't know.
I like the game. Okay, I like the game. This is one that, if you're not playing it in person, you're playing it on the iOS or Android. Okay, you're playing it on your app. There have been tons of Star Realm tournaments, and I wanted to get in on, as a matter of fact, with some friends of mine, JT.
I wanted to get on that Kickstarter, that Star Realms Kickstarter.
Oh yeah,
the
expansions that they've got. It's got a ton of little expansions that's come out. It is still one of my favorite go-to 2-player games. And again, like I said, I probably play it more now on the iOS than I do on the actual cards or in person. But it is such a great game. It's just basically where you've got your, you've got a public pool of cards that you can buy from, kind of like a market, and it's a deck builder, right? You're basically just trying to build your deck with the lower tiered ships that you have, with attack power, with trade, with money, and you're trying to destroy the other person's authority by buying better ships, setting out bases, setting out outposts that give you different powers and shields and things like that. Awesome game. Very addictive. I could play this game over, and I have, over
That's
and
why
over.
I'm
and
shocked
over
that
and over.
it's 29.
I know, but there's other games that I like better than this.
Okay.
So there you go. Anyway, Star Realms by, I think it's White Wizard Games.
So
29.
my 29 is Superfight.
Okay, I haven't played that one.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get you to play it. Been trying to get over for some group plays, but it's a really. It gets fun because you get, especially if you like to argue, and
we do that a lot.
Because you have to.
Our friendship seems to be based on that a lot.
You have to sit there and say, like, why is Miley Cyrus better than Rambo over here with her superpower?
Let me tell you. I'll tell you why.
Yeah,
because she ain't a wrecking ball.
Well, I know, but it's one of those things where you got a card, you play your superhero. It can be anything from an ice hockey player to a ballerina to Doctor Who to endless possibilities with the expansions. But then you play your superpower. Your superpower could be anything from cloning to there's 100,000 of you.
So. Oh my gosh, that would be my worst nightmare is you being 100,000 of them.
And I think it plays better though when you do like the battle royale with it, where everybody throws their cards down, and then whoever's the main person to start it is the one who chooses who they want to battle. I think it plays better like that. Okay. But it's a great party game. I mean, it's fun because you start to say, my superhero is better than yours. So that's my
snake oil salesman.
It's a great game. I've been wanting that for a while.
I'll have to try it.
My wife finally got it for me for Christmas.
Yeah, I'll have to try that. It does sound pretty good.
My 28.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Settlers of Catan.
Classic.
Catan, as he wants to pronounce it. Catan.
Hey,
tomatoes,
potato, yeah, whatever.
This is I really love this game. It's one of those games that for a long time I was into Xbox, GameCube, Halo, yeah. And then he comes back from a ton of that. He comes back from a mission trip, and he breaks out this Catan.
From New Zealand, as a matter of fact, yeah.
And so we play that, and it was like, that's what got me back into board gaming. I hadn't board game in such a long time. I love the resource management, the
trading, and
all that stuff is just phenomenal. I really want to get a hold of the new version with Game of Thrones.
Oh gosh!
I really want to try that one on. Big Game of Thrones fan.
Everybody's gonna die. There's gonna be little castles and people's heads being chopped off in that game. But
I love all the expansions that go with it. It makes it even better. I play it constantly. Well, I wouldn't say constantly. I pull it out every so often on my phone or on my tablet at home and play it with my wife. I don't actually have the board game. I come over to his house to play the board game. But I love playing it on there, so I can go up against the computer, and go up against my wife. And, I mean, it's just great to sit there in bed and play it because break it out. The kids are like, ooh, I want to play. You're not old enough yet.
Yeah.
But the resource management that's what really started me back into board games. And that's why
you're a big fan of resource management anyway in general, so I can't imagine why this wouldn't be on your list. I'll tell you that was the game that it was one of the games that got me back into gaming. If you want to see what I think of Catan, I've got a video on our channel that it's basically. Why won't you give me wood? My love-hate relationship with Settlers of Catan. I have that video. My 28 is a game that I tongue-in-cheek jokingly have said on reviews and otherwise nearly cost me and my wife our relationship.
I don't know what this is.
Yeah. I first played this down in South America. Okay. I think it was I don't know if it was Brazil. No, it was in Chile or Argentina.
Yeah, it's one of those two.
And this game is one of the most cutthroat, mean, just take that style games. It's called Family Business. And this game, I'm so glad I picked up some copies. This game is all about mafia families, okay? And you got, I think it's 9 mafia members to a family. There's 6 different, you can play 6 player. And you're basically got a hand of cards that have simple things. It's attack, rescue, defense. That's really all they do.
St. Valentine's
Day Massacre. Yeah, oh my gosh. Yeah, this game you're putting hits on your friends' mobsters at the table, and you're basically just trying to be the last person standing. Right?
It's
you're just wasting people left and right.
One of my favorite games of that is about a year ago over here with Jared.
Yeah.
Playing against, we got down to just me and him. That
was a few years ago, actually.
Yeah, we got Kaz out of the game, and
yeah, it killed me. Y'all went for how long?
We went for an extra 20 minutes. Or
back and forth.
It seemed like it may not have been 20 minutes, but I love that. That was awesome. Could
be the main drawback to the game if you don't like being taken out of a game. That's one thing. And also,
you gotta sit there for a while.
I will say the one drawback that I see on it, honestly, is going to be also when you get down to 2 players, you're really incumbent upon a card draw at that point. It's not much strategy. It's really a luck fest.
Yeah.
It's still kind of a luck fest either way on card draw, but you do have some strategy you can play. But you really have to figure out, you have to just wait until you get the right cards. So when you get down to 2 players, it's not as fun. But once you,
I had quite a bit of fun with that.
I know you did because y'all were going. But yeah, but it's still a great game.
Still want to rematch.
But keep in mind, it is extraordinarily mean. Okay, I remember my wife attacked me. First time I think it was the first game we ever played of it. She attacked me. A guy from Canada.
His head's misshapen now.
That's right, baby. It's not an egg anymore. But this guy from Canada had brought it down with him to South America. He opened it up. We played it. I think it was our first game. I took my wife out in like the first 2 rounds. I think I've played my first two plays because I think she attacked me first, and I was like, oh, I'm going all out, and I didn't think about it because we weren't even married at the time. I didn't think about it at the time that I might be costing myself a wedding. But she didn't talk to me for like 2 straight days after that. And I think I had to write an apology letter to her. And I had to beg her forgiveness because I was being a royal jerk. I love my wife. She's a sweet, sweet lady. But when you play her in a game like that, the Italian comes out. She's from Italy. And
she's got Irish
mafia
too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's 2 you don't really cross.
Anyway, love you, baby. Anyway, number 27. This game is almost like watching Reservoir Dogs, where everybody has the loot in front of them, and they're all trying to divvy out the loot and figure out who's going to take what back. And it's called Cash and Guns, 2nd edition. This is a party game for gamers. It really is.
It's really fun.
Because basically, don't recommend this in airports, right? Okay. Don't recommend.
This in your luggage, sir.
Yeah, really. It's like, oh, it's just foam gun. But no, it's really just doing this to everybody at the table, and there's one guy at the table who is the mob boss, basically, and he gets to make the decision for somebody to point a gun at someone else, and it's that person's choice.
Make an offer you can't refuse.
That's right, and it's at that point you kind of have a slight take that element to it. So instead of pointing at Ricky over here, I'm like, instead of that, I'm going to point at Brian, and he might be pointing at me, and it's a bluffing game. And ultimately, whoever stays in the round gets to take the loot, Great game. Some of the most raucous, riotous good times. I think it goes up to 8 players. Awesome, awesome fun game when it comes to groups, okay? Cash and Guns. It's extraordinarily not PC, but it is a great game.
So, on 27 is Pandemic.
Okay.
Not. It's a cooperative game trying to put out plagues, and I mean, this is one of the games my wife really loves. We like playing that. I brought it over to my brother-in-law's house. They immediately got it. They love playing it. It's one of the 2 games when we go over to his house to bring. So I just love the cooperation in it. I mean, it was one of the first co-op games I've ever played.
Yep.
And I was like, how are you going to have a board game where you're co-oping? I played it. He introduced me to it and was like, this is pretty cool. So I took it home, let my wife play it. She fell in love with it, and we own a copy now, and I play it on my my tablet, my phone. I mean, it's a great game. I really love it.
Yeah, I agree. The one thing I would say about it, while I think it's a great cooperative game, it can possibly suffer from an alpha male syndrome. Alpha gamer, I should say. I'm sorry, not alpha
Well,
male.
yeah, because you got somebody that's just sit there and dictate everything that you do.
It's possible.
If you can keep it to the point where you're all negotiating and you're trying to figure out, what's the best route to take, then it works out well. But in everything, though, you're going to have somebody who's going to want to take charge. And sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah, it can be.
But
sometimes you need a leader to kind of help with that strategic.
So, I mean, it's great on that aspect. It's very balanced on that. It really, when I first got into it, kind of reminded me of that. There's a game out on Plague Inc. on the phone.
Oh, yeah, but in reverse.
Yeah, in reverse. And that's what kind of really got me into it.
Instead of I want, it's all like when I'm having a bad day, I pull out Plague Inc. I want to massacre the world. But this one's you're saving the world.
Plague Inc. I think he actually went on Kickstarter.
Yeah, it's actually got a board game over there. We got to try that because,
But I really like that. And then we got into this as reverse. I was like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a good game. I would go and also say the fact that it has gajillion expansions. It has spawned several other games, like legacy versions of it.
I really want to play that.
Oh,
Greg's got those, and we really need to get a hold.
We just got to make the time.
Yeah. I gotta maybe go again.
You're darn right. Yeah, you did it to me, so might as well.
Tiny Epic Quest.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't think you liked it that much.
I really did. I mean, this...
maybe you did.
On the top 17 for 2017.
Top 5.
Yeah, top 5, I'm sorry.
That was my number 5.
Yeah, but it was going to make my list for that, but there's a couple of the games I really like more than that. So, I mean, this is on... I mean, I don't have the opportunity to play it as often as I'd like to. I'm pretty sure it would really hit home with my wife, playing Legends of Zelda all the time.
It has that. It has a slight feel to that.
So
definitely.
I mean, I really do enjoy it, and I really want to get a hold of the Tiny Epic Zombie, the zombie one.
That's another Kickstarter, man. I wish we were made of money. Just not gonna happen.
Too many games, not enough money. Right. But I really enjoy the theming of this. It really gave me that whole Nintendo 8-bit.
It did have
16-bit.
I want to play Zelda music when we play it.
So. It really got to me. I really like that game.
Okay, so another one. It is all about being in the Wild Wild West. You have got a sheriff, you've got some deputies, you've got some outlaws, and you got a couple renegades. And I don't mean Lorenzo Lamas. This game, but the fact is, the sheriff, everybody knows who the sheriff is, and the sheriff doesn't know who everybody else is. So you're trying to suss out who everybody else is. Bang the Dice game.
That was on. That
short-lived.
Okay,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, the fact is that in this game, if you couldn't tell, I like social deduction quite a bit. Matter of fact, it's one of my favorite ways to play games. But in this game, you're basically doing that. You're trying to suss out everybody at the table. Now, of course, you're rolling dice, but there's some mitigating factors because it's like you're playing Yahtzee, right? You can take arrows from Indians. It could kill people quickly. Everybody's got life points. I love the fact that life points are little bullets. The theme is really fun. And, again, the sheriff is just trying to figure this stuff out because most people in the game are lying to him. I'm your deputy. No, I'm your deputy. You know what? How about I just shoot you and see if you shoot me back? You know what I mean? So you really, really have to play the field, so to speak. Never had this game fall short. Not one single time. This is one of probably my most played games in the past couple of years. I wish I could get it out a little more often now because we're doing so many other things. But great game. Plays up to 8 players. Awesome. Bang the Dice game. Here's a game that if it's based on a very, very popular space-themed card game. Guess what that is? It's a dice game based on the card game. You're trying to build up your empire to be the greatest empire ever. It's Roll for the Galaxy.
Okay.
I don't think you've played this yet, have you?
I haven't. I've been wanting to play it, and you said, "Well, yeah, we'll break that out." Get over here. We don't break out. We break out something out.
You darn right. Well, and
it's a lot to learn.
We should.
So it is a very difficult game from what you told me.
It's not terribly hard to learn as long as you play at least 3 or 4 phases of it. But it's just understanding the symbology. But in Roll for the Galaxy, like in Race for the Galaxy, the symbology can be a lot for some people. It can be a brain melter. It's a little bit easier because it's all written down.
They made a game. iOS and Android game out of it.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. I haven't had a chance to try it yet.
Yeah.
I would like to. No, they did it for Race. They hadn't done it for Roll.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do it for Roll, but great game. It is. Now, granted, some of the empire building is abstracted out. I don't truly feel 100% that I've built a gigantic empire. I mean, I feel like I'm putting tiles out and I'm gathering, in a sense, resources to gain more stuff, money and such. But at the same time, it's such a fun time doing that. It doesn't bother me. They have enough of the space sci-fi theme on it that I buy into it when I play it. It's a fun game. I need to pull it out a little more often, honestly. You and I need to play it for sure because I think you would really like it. And I like the idea.
Yeah, because I was real close to buying it. You say, hold on, before you buy it, let's play it before you do that.
Yeah. I really like the idea that when one person takes an action, it's kind of like Rising Sun. Everybody gets that action at the table if they planned ahead of time on that action, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd have to play the game to understand what I mean. But yeah, it's definitely a game worth looking into. Roll for the Galaxy.
My 25 is Boss Monster, which you haven't played that one yet.
I have played it.
You have played it?
I've played it, but I've more played it on iOS.
No, iOS, yeah.
Yeah,
I've got the game, and I really tend to find myself playing it more on my my tablet more than I played the actual game in front of everybody.
Does bookkeeping for you. So
well, it's just...
It's easier to get.
It's just a little easier pulling it out, playing it, because a lot of times I'll be at work and I want to find something to do during my lunch break whatever. So I'll just pull my tablet out and play it there.
That's right, baby.
My wife, she hasn't really played it, but it'd be right up her alley because it's kind of that old school Nintendo feel for it.
Well, it has a pixelated.
Well, yeah, it's all the pixelated. I mean, you got the dungeon, so I mean that's why I really like the game. I got the expansions for it. Man, 5 to 6 player, high. I think. Yeah.
I mean, even on the list for me, I mean, I like the game okay. I'm not like enthralled by it. I guess I need to play it a little more. But we need to definitely get together and play it sometime for sure.
Exploding Kittens.
I'm seeing a trend, a little bitty game.
I mean, some of these little games, I mean, they're fun to play. I mean, at my house, we have it's just me and my wife mainly to play the games. I pull out games to play with the kids, mainly with little kid games. But, I mean, I'll pull this out with my relatives, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, my wife. We go over and play game nights occasionally. Sit around and just have some fun while the kids are at grandparents. But this is one of the ones that we've played. We really enjoy it.
It has raised a ton of money on Kickstarter, I think, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Good.
And
night.
I mean, even the
popular games,
the expansion for it raised quite a bit of money for it.
Yeah.
Haven't got the expansion for it yet. I really need to reinvest in my Exploding Kittens game because when I bought it, grabbed the wrong copy. I got the adult version. Kind of little nasty pictures on there.
Honestly, this game, let me interject. This game has never appealed to me on any level whatsoever. And I like some smaller card games.
I mean, it's really kind of has an Uno feel to it, where it's back and forth. I'm surprised you don't like it because it kind of like a Take That, because
I don't mind some Take That, but I mean, I guess just the artwork turns me off. I don't really have a huge amount of care for it. It's not
real great. It's like looking at crappy South Park, or was that Adventure Time?
Yeah,
I really hate that artwork. But
we just lost some subscribers.
Oh well, bye. So long, farewell, vidas and goodbye.
Okay, you're pushing other people away now.
But I mean, I really love playing this game. I even break this out on my phone when I'm bored.
Okay.
And just play.
Yeah, I know it has an app.
It's great because I love playing against other people, and you got the little sounds that you can oh no. But I mean, it really gets enjoyable. I will say on the phone app, there's a few things that I don't like about it. They got Jesus, the devil, and some other stuff. It's like you could have just left out the religious stuff on there. There's no need to go that route on it. But I do like playing the card game with people, and I love the app because I can go and play people across the world.
No, that's understandable. I just think the game looks crappy. But that's just me.
But it's fun to play.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what matters.
Hey, if you like it, hey, man, it's your list. Go ahead. Go rock and roll. This game, I was not looking forward to. Not fully, anyway. I was very skeptical going in. I did not think that much about this game. It was... Everybody else in the world seems to love it. And I was like, I don't think it's going to do... I just don't think it's going to do anything for me, or not much. And I was pleasantly, and I'm grateful I was so surprised by this. And I shot my pride down a little bit. Rising Sun.
Oh, my...
Watch our review. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, my... Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, you know...
Sword. I'm going to commit seppuku on you.
Oh, gosh. No, but the fact is that... yeah, right. The fact is that when I went into it, I was expecting... The thing... yes, and that's going to be an overlay. But I was expecting it to be Blood Rage 2.0, because that's all I've been hearing from a lot of people. Oh, it's a spiritual successor to Blood Rage, and I know you slap people for saying that, but the fact is that...
There's Wonder Woman's last sword.
You're really mad about this, or surprised, dude.
We're gonna let you take a mulligan on that.
You're gonna retcon it? No. But the fact that it even made the list surprises me, because I actually pushed off some other games that I've loved more for years.
Yeah.
I think it's just because it's the new shiny, and I'm like, oh, I love it. It's just the production quality. Granted, Kickstarter.
This may be like the Board Game Geek. It may just rise.
You had to make that pun. But the fact is that in all seriousness, it has risen. Mm-hmm. It has elevated. I'm trying not to make the puns, but the fact is that Rising Sun, when I went into it with the Blood Rage attitude, even after my first play, I said I don't know if I like this game that much, because I went into it with the wrong expectations.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be something different. But when I played it some more, and actually I should say this. Within the first day, I was thinking about it constantly.
That's why I'm shocked it's so low on your list.
Yeah, but the fact is, the fact that it even made the list should be.
If anything, I thought
that should make you happy.
I know Blood Rage is somewhere up high, but I figured at least 2 down below somewhere.
That. No, it's just that there were other games that I still like a lot more, and I need more plays of this, because this is a game you got to play a ton to really get the breadth and the depth of how beautiful this game works. Where you're samurai, you have honor system, you have to.
It's one of those games that keeps you thinking about, hey, that's a good strategy. Why didn't I do that before? Yeah,
it really is. And originally, I'll say this: Blood Rage had that feel for me too. It really did. But yeah, Rising Sun, great game. Did not think it would make my list. Did not think I was going to like this game that much. And I know I'm going against the grain. I know I am. But you know that after my first game, I was sitting there.
My heart just broke.
No, it should be tethered back on, because I even put it here. All right, because you weren't expecting it.
No. Well, I wasn't expecting it in part 1.
Oh, come on,
maybe
man.
In part 2.
Hey, maybe next year we'll see where it lands. So my number 23 is a game that is beloved by millions worldwide. Well, he already said Settlers of Catan, right? That's not this game. It is a game about connecting routes and completing tickets. Ticket to Ride.
Which version?
Pick an edition. Almost any of them. I mean, now Europe's different, and there are they all have little
little
idiosyncrasies.
Yeah.
But
which one do you like playing more? I mean, they got so many out now.
I like Europe. I kind of think I like USA just a little bit better, just because of ease of entry, and I'm able to bring a lot of new gamers into it. And it's just like, there's now granted, Europe's not hard. It's just it has a few extra rules in there.
Yeah.
That I think.
Plus, I think what a lot of people don't like about the Europe one is that we don't know where a lot of those places are.
Right.
So, I mean, with the USA edition, you're like,
what can I say, man? I love my country. Patriotic, baby. Sound of freedom. But the fact is that it is a great game. It is a great introductory game. My wife loves it. And it is one of those games that I got into earlier on after Catan. I mean, a lot of people do. Typically, if you start with Catan, you a lot of people go to Ticket to Ride. But there's a reason it is so millions, and it has, I mean, umpteen, how many different expansions and different maps.
So many different maps, different expansions.
I mean, it is ridiculous how much this game has sold, and it is still that popular worldwide.
Which the funny about that Ticket to Ride, I've had tried to get my wife years to buy that.
Which one? The USA?
The USA, and it's like, no, we won't get that. I was like, come on, it looks like a good game. We're just about trains.
Oh, this is before. Oh, okay, I'm thinking
this is years ago.
Because I remember you went to the store with me and you got Europe for half price at that one place. Yeah, I think I even told you about it. I was like, dude, you need to get in there.
Christmas. But yeah, I mean, we went up there to try to buy it, and we were at Walmart. We were looking for games to play that night, and it's like, well, how about Ticket to Ride? We wound up getting Catchphrase.
Oh, well, it has its place, just not on this list. But yeah, Ticket to Ride, a great game, very simple, laying trains out on different colored routes, and I like the fact that they put symbols in there for people who are colorblind. And so, I mean, it's just a rummy style mechanism of you gathering cards and trying to complete tickets. Awesome game. I mean, you already know about this game more than likely. Even if you've never played it, you've probably heard of it at the very least. Yeah. I think a game that is almost has that feel, and I don't mean in the sense of gameplay, of today's Monopoly. You know, Catan almost had that feel too, but this one has that feel too. In terms of it being in everybody's home or most people's home.
I mean, it's one of those, it should definitely, take Monopoly, throw it out the window, crush it, burn it, smoke it, whatever you want to do with it. But, replace it with Ticket to Ride
on this list. Well, it just depends. But anyway, Ticket to Ride is my number 23.
Number 23? Quoville.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it really...
And it did fun on Kickstarter.
Yeah. It was a great game.
Check out our review. It's funny.
Yeah, definitely. It was a great game. I really like it. Really enjoy it. You know, probably didn't enjoy it as much as I did some of the other games we've done. But
it's Quoville the Dark Overlords, correct?
Yeah, Quoville the Dark Overlords, yeah. Quoville for short. But I really like, especially, it really connects you to your childhood.
Ready Player One. A lot of throwbacks.
you get the He-Man, you get Thundercats, artwork. I mean, it just all relates.
Yeah.
The rules were a little different that we had to get used to.
Yeah, that is not an easy game to teach. I'll say that.
But I mean, once you grasp when you get it, I mean, it really is a good game to play.
It is.
It's definitely not for an average, it's probably for an average gamer, but not for somebody who doesn't game a lot.
It's almost like, is it area majority or area control? It has that feel.
It's a little bit of both. In some areas, you got to control it. In some areas, you have to.
You got little dudes on the map, basically.
I mean, but the overall, I mean, I really like the game as far as the way the map's laid out. The artwork brings it home for me. I really like it. I mean, the way it's all done.
The game could suck and the artwork would be amazing. It'd be like,
so. Good, but that's my number 23.
Not a bad choice. I like that game. And I like the fact also, let me say this, that each of the characters you choose could be Lion-O, could be He-Man. Mm-hmm. All have different abilities. And I like that. That's cool.
It really is great. Everybody does have different abilities, different powers, different, you got different weapons that you get a hold of to...
Yeah, the legendary items or whatever they're called, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. 22 is Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. I was really skeptical when Kas broke this out at one of his birthday parties.
I broke it out.
I think you had just gotten it.
Yeah.
That time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really know about this, and it's hard for me.
I bring the good stuff his way.
I'm amazed it really made my list just because I'm not good at lying. I don't have a good poker face.
Don't listen to him.
So, but
there have been a few times you've been good.
Oh yeah, there has. But I mean, there's some things where it's just
suss
like
that out.
I just give it away too easy. But I really enjoy playing the game. The trying to determine who is the murderer and who's the accomplice, and it
really 12 players too.
I don't think I've ever been the murderer.
I don't remember. You've been an accomplice.
I've been an accomplice
I know,
several times.
Yeah.
I've been a suspect once. I've never taken on the role as the
CSI guy, forensic expert.
Which I really would love to do that one time.
That is a short. Let me say
hard.
this.
That's not an easy role.
The first time I did that, the first time somebody else did it, we made fun of them because we thought the clues are coming out as you go. Yeah. We made fun of them saying, "You gave us terrible clues because you have to choose which one."
It's random though.
But you're getting a luck fest on that. But you still get to choose something that comes close to what the clues on the table are showing. And I felt so bad because we made fun of the first person to do it. And then I did it. I went, "Oh, this is harder than it looks."
When I went first going into it, he's breaking it out and talking about it. It's like, this is Clue. This is Clue
without a board.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then get into it, it's like, this is not Clue. I feel like Columbo in this game.
Please bring somebody up more up to date, man. Like,
don't diss on Columbo.
Golly. All right, well, you could say CSI or something, but
I never liked CSI Miami or any of those.
Heresy. But anyway, all right, cool, man. So yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna argue with it. I brought it out. Great game. I don't know if you played this game or not.
I won't know until you tell me.
It's a game about the Cold War. All right, it's the U.S. and the USSR, it's Russia, Soviet Union, who are using political intrigue and missions and things like that to try to sway the balance of power in the world, where you're trying to take over different countries and have political influence in those countries.
I don't think I have played this.
Twilight Struggle.
No, I wanted to play it. I have not played it.
The game itself, I have to say this. It's a two-player game. It's going to take a while. It will take like 2 to 3 hours at least. It's a kind of a bear to teach at first because of the way that the card mechanisms work. You can use you can use like cards that you get.
This is probably why I've never played. Nobody wants to teach it to me.
It is a great game. You use a card that you get that could be a USSR card or a USA card, but you get to use it anyway. And it's a very interesting system because you can play something that is so beneficial to you, but at the same time it has something that can hurt you as well. So you have to decide, and you get to use it for multiple uses. So if it's something that can hurt you, you could bypass that to use it for something else instead of hurting you, but at the same time you're missing out on some great benefits sometimes. So you really have to use strategic. I mean, this game is pure strategy. Pure strategy. I think it's been called one of the greatest strategic board games of this era. And it was, I can't remember for sure, but I think it was number 1 or number 2 on Board Game Geek for the longest time. And think about it, that's a 2-player game that stretches out for that length of time. For it to hit I think it was number 1 for a while, is amazing. And so Twilight Struggle, we grew up a little bit near the end of the Cold War. And I remember Ronald Reagan's speech, and you go back and look at it and you get to actually see that in this game. And it actually uses actual events from history. And you get to see the intrigue and the deception and all the different, missions and how different countries around the world were reacting to the major superpowers. If you love history and also if you love an excellent game of strategy, this is the game for you. It's an amazing game. And it would be higher if I didn't love other games a little bit more. And if I could get it to the table more, I don't own it, but you can also play it on your iPad. They have now an amazingly good app for it. I would highly recommend you get it because I definitely want to play it.
Yeah, I've seen it on there.
I think you would love it, dude.
I think it's like around $10.
At the time, they might have done a sale.
Well, I got Android.
I think it might have been on a sale. I even told Sam Healy to get it. I think he got it. I think it was on a sale.
I got about $8-9 racked up on my Google Play.
It's so worth it. It doesn't matter if you play it here or on the iPad. It's better on the iPad in the sense of it's going to get rid of all that bookkeeping for you, all the extra points you have to allot to different places. But yeah, amazing game, dude. Man, I can't say enough good about that game. Awesome.
Good choice.
Number 21. This is another one you're going to be surprised. Well, you may not be surprised on the list, but you're going to be surprised at where it is, I think. This is a game that is a post-apocalyptic game. No. Put the sword down. And the gun. But it's a post-apocalyptic game, and it has to do with delivering goods from place to place.
Seriously?
Wasteland Express.
This was so much higher up on your top of 17.
Like 20 of 2017?
Yeah, 2017. I can't believe this is this low.
Well, but at the same time, dude, you got to remember, I'm adding a lot of games that weren't from 2017 on this list. And you also remember that it rose with play. I liked it, but it wasn't like I wasn't gangbusters about it like you were. And so for me,
Mad Max fanatic.
Well, I am too, but I don't know what it was. I think going in, again, it's expectations. You can have a rig. You can mod your rig up with weapons of all kind. You can put shields on it, radiation shields. You deal with raiders out in the waste, and you're taking your big rig across the waste, trying to go from place to place and deliver weapons or ammunition, water, food, things like that. You can actually pillage raiders and raider enclaves. There's a dude named Grand Lord Emperor Torque who is trying to destroy. He's like half man, half car.
Sorry, I was thinking about Mad Max a second ago.
Yeah, but the fact is that this game. It is a longer game. It's going to be 2.5 to 3 hours, depending on what you know about it.
We ever played it for 3 hours?
Yeah, we did. Especially the first time we played.
Well, yeah,
the first time we played, learning game. But
yeah.
but it can be a longer game. It can be, but it is an excellent game. You can play two to 2.5 if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But it is an excellent game. I really love the acceleration system in that game because you're using those actions, and it's almost like you're driving your big rig and you're just going from different gear to gear to gear, and it makes your vehicle, whether
I really have that feel when they're in Road Warrior where they're driving that tanker down.
Oh, dude,
and
yeah.
They're shifting gears trying to escape everybody.
Yeah.
I have that feel in that game.
Amazing game. Definitely. Definitely not for everybody in the sense of certain aspects of it, just the length of time. And I know there have been some people that have had some issues with a little bit of the length and what you're doing in the game. And there's a little bit of questionable artwork, but it is an amazing experience. And
I think we got rid of those cards.
We might have. I don't know. Anyway. But ultimately, this is my number 21. It would be higher if I didn't love some other games more. And honestly, this could raise higher as time goes on. This is one of those type of games. The more you play it, the more you love it. So, all right. So, how about you, man? You get the coveted final position here.
Run, fight, die.
Wow, dude!
You thought that'd be higher, did you?
I really did, because I know you really love.
I know there's some others, but the thing that gets me is that
run, fight, or
a lot
die.
of the zombie things getting a little old.
Yeah, it can be.
And I mean, granted, I love this game. It's great. You got zombies that just keep approaching, massive wave coming at you. If you can't battle them off, just the way that the whole game works out.
Yeah.
I mean, I love different characters that you can play out. You choose those different powers.
And not every character's good for you. Some of them are jerks, but you need them because they give you a lot of points.
Well, those are the people that you're saving. The rest people.
Right. No, that's right.
Yeah, those are the ones who aren't good.
Oh, you're talking about special abilities. I got you.
On them. Some of the people you may save may not be the best ones to get you, but if you want that in-game score and you want to get it over with, you need as many.
It's very
people.
thematic in that way.
It is. It very is, because you're not always going to have somebody in a post-apocalyptic zombie era that's going to be quiet, just gonna sit there like in the corner like a little mouse.
No.
You're going to have these crazy people that think, I'm the boss. I know what's going on. You're going to do this.
And you even have a politician in the game, I think, that does that.
Yeah, and you got some cheerleaders just scream and drag all the zombies, and you got 4 more. And
then that zombie overlord that comes around and shoots radiation at everybody.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's my 21. I really like that one.
It's a good dice game, man. I love that Yahtzee mechanic it's got.
Yeah.
And you can pick, what was it, magic books and things like that. Like you can cast spells.
Book of the Dead.
It's
brings the ash out.
Necronomicon. Klaatu,
When thou retrievest the book from its cradle, you must recite the words Klaatu, Verata, Nictu.
Klaatu, Verata, Nictu. Okay.
Well, repeat them.
Klaatu, Verata, Nictu.
Again!
I got it! Ooh, wait a minute. The words. Right. Say the words. Klaatu, Verata, necktie, nectar, nickel. Noodle. It's an N-word. It's definitely an N-word. definitely an N-word. Klaatu, Verata, Okay then. That's it.
Man, some actual surprises from me to you, especially.
Yeah, especially.
I had no idea Riding Fighter Die would even be on the list.
I really didn't think Rising Sun would be where it was, or Wasteland Express.
Really?
I really thought Wasteland Express would definitely be up there in at least the top 10.
Really?
I really did.
I considered it, but there were some other games, man.
Yeah.
I mean, these lists are hard to make. They're
very hard to
They're
make.
so difficult because there's so many wonderful games we played. And when we chose 30, I was going, I'm knocking so many good games that I really like off the list. But this is a test run for us to see how y'all like it, if we enjoyed it. And honestly, I enjoyed this. So,
Really
but anyway, stay tuned for our next 10. We're going to hopefully film that very soon. But we're really excited. Thank you so much for tuning into the Dice Odyssey Top 30 Games of All Time. And part one, first 10. So from 30 to 20, next time it'll be 20 to 10. And then the coveted top 10. Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, thank you so much. And do you agree with the list? I'm sure some of them you don't. You'll probably be like, why don't you have some of these on this? But,
Just
like
stay tuned. You might find what you're looking for on the next list. It may be higher up and maybe further down.
And what games have you actually played from this list, actually? I'm kind of curious, man, how many people have actually played anything we got here. So anyway, thank you again so much. I'm Kas.
I'm Bryan.
And you've been watching our top 30. You have a blessed day.
Game away.